Look at all these little babies. That's Haverty and Lacey, and these little guys are going into the flight cage on Friday, which is 2 more days. This little light green baby is Scruffy and Laurel's chick that got rehomed over here. And this is Azul and Storm's baby, which looks like a girl. And then the 2 gray greens, this one up here and the one coming up behind them, are Haverty and Lacey. Now I'm looking at those 2. I'm after a boy. And I'm looking at those 2, and their sears look very different already. One of them has a sear that has white around the nostrils and is a little lighter. The other one has a much darker sear. So I think the one with the darker sear is a boy. I am praying that the one with the darker sear is a boy. So he's kind of hunched down right now. He's not really that much different in size than his sibling there. So they are ready and raring to go, and I am really looking forward to seeing how this plays, because there's old Dad over there. Are you proud, Dad? I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays, because I've always kind of dreaded, you know, putting the chicks out into the flight at first because of the hazing that happens, and I've found ways to minimize it and such, but I'm really interested to see how this is going to play when, what's he doing, Haverty? He's acting like he thinks that chick is going to want to mate with him. Either that or like it's a boy and he's trying to drive it away. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes. Are they going to get hazed even when their parents are with them and they come out in mass? So we'll see. How are you doing, Haverty? Yeah. Lacey has her bum eye thing going again. It's kind of constant. Anyway, so I'm really hoping that one of these 2 little boos, especially that one with the darker sear, is going to turn out to be a boy. Please, Lordy, give me a boy, because that lace wing that Lacey has can only be passed on to her boys, because it's a sex-linked gene. Sigh. Okay, here is Rainbow and Buster. They have been struggling with 4 chicks, which is really more than they can feed. The chicks were looking a little light, not growing very fast, so I pulled. She's been fostering Sprite and Fluffy's youngest chick since it hatched. So I pulled it. So they're down to 3. Let's give these babies in here a chance to get caught up on the food and beef up a little bit. That little double factor spangle down there is Storm and Azul's, and usually their babies are huge, and that thing is little. So, okay. So, there's Bubba. His Cinnamon hatched 1 chick. It dropped into the bottom of the cage. Sometimes they stick to their mother's feathers, or they get hooked. Their necks hook around her leg, and when she goes out of the nest, it goes with her. So I found one brand new little pinky in the tray in the bottom of the cage, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened. However, the second one hatched, and that one died as well. So she supposedly has 2 more viable embryos in there, but one of the eggs is bobbing on its end like it's dried out. So, we'll see what happens with that. But I have a feeling I'm not getting any chicks out of these 2. Which would be okay, because I have to pack up this shed and move it in 2 weeks. And if they start hatching chicks now, that's going to be a major complication. This is Storm and Azul. Azul's acting like she wants to lay an egg, even though I pulled her nest box a week ago. But I could be wrong. Their 3 are doing just fine. It is really cold out here right now. That's why everybody's all puffed up like that. It's about 45, 50 degrees. Here is Sprite and Fluffy, and their box was supposed to get pulled on Monday, but Fluffy is very much still feeding her chicks, along with Sprite, and it's colder than you know what, so I am just watching and waiting and seeing how long I can leave them in their box. So she has 4 in there now. See, this little one here is the one I just put back in again. So I'm going to put the heavy burden on them for a while. They had a nice little break, but it's time for Rainbow's nest, the chicks in her Rainbow's nest, to start growing a little more aggressively. And since these guys are going to be ready to come out and start feeding themselves soon, that's a good time to put a fourth chick on them, because they'll be feeding themselves soon and it lightens the load. So, look at these little babies, huh? There's Storm. I mean, this is Jester and Sky, and they're little guys. Jester and Sky and Storm and Azul's chicks are going out next Tuesday, I believe. So they have just about a week to go. They're about 4 days behind the others. But they are looking really ready and raring to go. Sky's a little restless here. She has been for a while. She's ready to go. So, but we're gonna take their time. Let them finish. This is Sheesh. I'm having a brain fade. That is Remington, and that is her Razzle. And I pulled their box yesterday. That is their oldest chick, who was repatriated to them, along with Coco and Kobe's oldest chick, and their second chick, who is not adapting well to being stuck out here out of her box. But she's got a full crop. She's learning to eat, so hopefully she'll put it together. But she just looks unhappy. But it's cold out here, so I'm not surprised. So I saw her eating. She's up and about. The interesting thing is she does not huddle with the two other chicks. They were both introduced much later, and she doesn't seem to think they're her siblings. Either that or she just likes to be separate. Maybe that's a small chick's strategy for getting fed. But they are all looking good, but they have a full 10 days to go before they get put out. Marine's got a nest full down here. All of her little fosters are doing great, fat and sassy and howling for food. Here's our youngest chicks to date, is Saturn and Katesh. Come on, Katesh, out you go. Come on. There she is. And their little ones are coming along nicely, just starting to leave the dinosaur phase behind. Look at how dark that bigger one is. It's got to be a blue, but it's and they should all be normal because they're going to be split to pied, and they all have a split to pied mark on their head. You can see the one little white feather on this guy, a little white spot there, and a little white stripe there. But they should all be normal colored chicks. So, because their dad is normal and recessive pied is recessive. And there is Neptune, and they are the next ones. They just got their cage lined, and I'm watching them. They are supposed to have the box pulled today. I'm watching because I think Mama Mist is thinking about resetting. These guys are all looking good, got nice feather and everything. The littlest one, which is their natural chick, instead of a foster, is still not very feathered out though, so I'd like to leave them in for a few more days. Let that little one get his feathers, because it's darn cold to be out here without enough feathers. So everybody's looking good. Everybody's got their band on. Everybody's coming along quite nicely. So it's looking good. I expect to have these guys all out of here into the big flight by the end of November, which is my move date. So hopefully that will be the case. Okay, that's it.